The journey is all about empowering staff and creating great teachers, not curriculum, not buildings, but the actual people who work with the kids.
We're very good at picking up what we're not doing well, but not celebrating what we do well. We wanted to show New Zealand how amazing we are as a small school. It's also an opportunity to share and see other people's journeys and find out what they're doing within New Zealand. That collaboration, that sharing is great because you can take a little bit from every school and put back in your own school. We had colleagues in other schools phoning us to say, hey, how did you become finalists? And can you please come in and share your story with our staff?
No matter how little you might think it is for your school, you might be surprised what it means to a whole lot of other people, because those little things count. And every little school, every little ECE, every educational institution in New Zealand is doing wonderful things, and we should show it.
It looked like a good opportunity to put our story together in one place, to bring all the different ideas together that have been going on, made us aware of possibly some that we hadn't actively been aware of happening. Subtle shifts you sometimes don't notice the same until you sit back and look back and reflect on your journey.
The process itself, the level of detail they went to look at the data and dive deeper into the data, and the decisions that they were making and the changes they were making to the programs. Just the process of going through the application form was a bit like a microcosm for how they can adapt that same way of thinking to their teaching. And I think it really did elevate them from, they thought of themselves as teachers, and now I think they really think of themselves as high-performing professionals.
We all knew they were doing well, but it just made the wider community look at it and go, wow, you are doing well. So that was a really valuable thing for the school.
Absolutely.
When we found out we were a finalist, that was the big success. We didn't mind whether we won or not. It was just that we'd been recognised as a finalist.
Our students were immensely proud of what they had done, and it was all about them. They were very excited though when we told them that there's a film crew coming into school, and we had some judges, and they wanted to go to the marae, and they wanted to have their families in.
For the trustees themselves, it gave us an opportunity to actually really look at what our governance had done and who they were and what they did for us, and it's given everybody a big more appreciation of the actual work they do behind the scenes and allow us to grow the way we need to.
It's not really about competition and winning. That's important, but the most important thing, I think, the value of doing it is being able to recognise the people who make things happen in your school.
We were asked to bring students with us to Wellington, and so that whole selection process for those boys who had stood up and been part of the judging and the preparation of the application, they walked around and they worked the audience, and everybody had to go and meet 3 people that they'd never met before in their lives. And before, when we looked around, there were boys with 3 or 4 people here, half a dozen people here, and they were just telling their story and interacting with some of New Zealand's most famous people.
It's an unusual feeling because on the one hand you're elated and pleased to be there and recognised, and then on the other hand you sort of don't want to be seen as the smart asses around the place.
Some of the things that are going on within the school boundaries are absolutely innovative, and if they're not innovative, they're excellent. And that level of excellence is really surprising. It's outstanding. Mums and dads aren't aware of it. They should be.
It's been a very positive and encouraging time to see that we actually are pretty good at what we're doing, and we've been recognised by other people. They're proud and they're also humbled by it too.
In some ways you could even say it should be compulsory every 5 years for every organisation to have a go at it, because it's a review of your systems. It's a way of analysing what you've achieved and what you haven't achieved, and it's a way of setting goals for the future. So there you go, you can have that one for free.